Hello and welcome back. I do hope that you are taking care of yourself and that you are experiencing some new experiences and becoming more comfortable with being uncomfortable. Now we are going to go into our next lesson talking about the difference between advocates or acquaintances. What are those differences and why does it help to know the difference and to think about them differently as we look at avoiding the landmines of the finances now that you're a widow? So in kind of a definition of an acquaintance, it's someone who would show up with a bottle of wine and cry and laugh with you, or bringing whatever food and beverage that you enjoy. And for the most part, an acquaintance is not someone who necessarily has any experience in helping out with finances. They haven't gotten a license per se. So they're more of a friendship. And sometimes those friendships can be someone who is an opportunity seeker, right? They kind of want to be your friend and help you because they get something out of it, and not always. And I don't want to suggest that you look at everybody that way, but in thinking about the help that you get and how vulnerable you can be with the emotions that you're going through as a new widow, I mean, some of these opportunity seekers, it's just a human thing to do to take care of oneself by taking from others. It may not be a nefarious or a bad thing, but sometimes it can be very intentional, and they are being your friend because they can get something from you. And we will go through those in a couple of lessons from now. But just make sure that as you are sharing yourself and your emotions and your finances, about what you have in your finances, or even having someone help you take care of those finances. If they are just an acquaintance, a friend, a family member who's not gotten a license, they may not be the best person to support you through the long run. Now, what is an advocate? An advocate should be, doing it for a living. This is what they do, whether it's a CPA or a financial planner or a wealth planner. They have gotten a license, they do it every day, and they can be an advocate for you. So for instance, I've been helping a widow who was having a hard time saying no to her son. Well, let's just say it. He just needed more and more cash because he spent it all. And an advocate, someone like myself, or a CPA, or even an estate planning attorney, can help be kind of the bad guy or the denier or the naysayer and say, no, really, these are the reasons why the widow, can't give up more money to, my example, the son. So an advocate can really help out with more than just the finances. A lot of times, a husband would have chosen, say, a financial advisor or a CPA because of the personalities that worked for them. Now, I've helped some widows move away from their current planner and wealth manager because it's better for them to work with me or another financial planner. And we've actually helped them do a breakup letter, because sometimes it's hard to stop using the services of somebody and feel like you might be hurting their feelings. The new person can probably help you in a very loving way in how to move from one advisor or advocate to the next. It shouldn't be hard. And sometimes, there's some therapists that you may want to reach out to help you through some of the decisions that you will be making on the financial side, or even on your physical health side. You probably want to make a few questions, and you can utilize, I have a book online that has 12 questions that one should ask a financial advisor. So if you're thinking of interviewing financial advisors, there are some questions that you could ask just to make sure they're the right one for you. And you can ask them of the current person that you are already using, just to make sure that they are indeed the person that you want to have, helping you with your newfound financial predicament. And you can even find some good questions for an estate planning attorney. If you're needing to have your estate plan, if you have trusts or wills, to have those reviewed as well. And talking with the CPA, making sure that they're doing the right thing for you. And There are some things that one can do online by asking questions online. There are online attorneys and some online type of CPA help, but doesn't necessarily answer your questions that are specific to you. So finding a really good advocate can really make a great, easier way for you to be able to move into your future and have them help with the guidance that you specifically need. And in fact, one time there was a gal in California who had interviewed me, and we discovered that current advisor wasn't necessarily helping out with the kind of insurance that she needed to make sure that what she's already gathered and saved with her and her husband would indeed go to their children, which was very important to her. And she did have quite a bit of money, but she was worried that she might have to have some long-term care type services later. And so we did set her up so that she could have the insurance to pay for the long-term care and everything else. She had plenty of money. That money could have been used to pay for the long-term care. But what she was worried about is if the children, and these were wonderful, loving kids, and they would have had no problem taking money out of the savings to pay for her care, but she didn't want them to have even a second where they thought to themselves, oh, this is money that I could have inherited, and it's going to dwindle down. She wasn't worried that they wouldn't go ahead and do that. She wanted to give them the peace of mind that there's no problem. Whatever care she needed, the insurance would pay for it. That was something that was important to her, and her other advisor just wasn't taking care of it that way. That's just a small example of something that might be able to be highlighted for you if the advisor asks you the right questions and you ask the right questions of them. I hope this was helpful, and I look forward to our next lesson.